Let's take a look at this question. The sample rate of deviation plus the allowance sampling risk equal to what? So basically here they're asking you, do you know even the basic terminology that we use? And it's very important to understand the basic terminology. So what is the sample rate of deviation? Here we're looking at the deviation rate. It's a percentage. So we pulled 100 checks, and we're looking. Let's work with the same example. So we pulled 100 checks, and let's assume we're looking for the signature. The authorized people are the authorized people signing those checks, and we find out four did not sign the check. So 4 out of 100 is 4%. So the sample, notice the sample rate of deviation is 4%. So from this sample, we have a deviation of 4%. But remember, this is only a sample. So what does that mean? Think of when we have those polls for politicians, the president's approval rate. They would say the president's approval rate is 39% plus or minus 2%. So it could be 37, it could be 41 because we sampled. Same thing with when we sample for the internal control. Because we sampled, there could be more issues, more problems. So we have what we add. We add to the sampling deviation rate an allowance risk. And let's assume the allowance risk is 3%. So what is this sampling deviation rate? 3% plus the allowance for sampling risk. So the allowance is basically, we're saying since we are sampling, there's always the risk of we did not collect the proper sampling size or the sampling population. Let's add 3%. So 7 plus 3 equal to 7%. What do we call the 7%? We call the 7% the upper deviation rate. So the upper deviation rate is how much we think how much we can deviate, how much we think the sample size has a deviation, upper deviation rate. So we could have up to 7% based on our sampling size plus the allowance risk. This is the upper deviation rate. Now, what about the tolerable deviation rate? Now, this is important. What's the tolerable deviation rate? The tolerable deviation rate is how much we can tolerate before we say we cannot rely on this, on the control. So let's assume the tolerable deviation rate is 5%. If we could only tolerate 5, then guess what? Then we in those circumstances we don't rely on the control because we can tolerate 5 and the upper deviation is 7. Now let's assume our tolerable deviation rate. For this, we can tolerate up to 9%. Well, if we can tolerate 9%, the upper deviation rate, we expect it to be 7, then we would rely on the control. And we'll work an example later on in this session with numbers, but this is what we're saying here. So the sampling deviation rate, the 4%, plus the 3%, the allowance for risk, is equal to the upper deviation rate. So we have to know those terminology in heart, and we have to know how they all interact with each other, because they could give you a problem, simple problem, but if you don't have a basic understanding, you won't be able to get it right.
Want to see more CPA exam multiple choice questions solved step by step? At farhatlectures.com, you will get hundreds of video solved MCQs step by step, including previously released AI CPA questions, previously released AI CPA simulation, in-depth lectures and resources to prepare for the CPA exam, AI tools that's going to help you study smarter, not harder, CPA exam podcast lessons where you can learn on the go. And also you will get the personal guidance of support of Farhat and his team. If you are serious about passing the CPA exam, this is your next step. Visit the website, farhatlectures.com, start your free trial, and I hope to see you on the website.